The program has levels, and the higher up the program is green-lighted on the target, the more levels are involved. A target at the federal level is put on a disposition matrix, formerly known as the U.S. Kill List. Now individuals are not only put on the disposition matrix as a target for domestic and international assassination, but for tracking, capturing, and rendering a target to a state where it is no longer a threat. Any and all federal law enforcement, intelligence, military-industrial, state, local, and federal snitch networks like InfraGard are included as potential resources to neutralize a target. Private security contractors in the military-industrial complex network that are trained in the program disciplines will perform the program on behalf of the U.S. government, corporations, and affluent clients. Organized crime will engage a target on behalf of an affluent client or to intimidate victims and witnesses of crime from reporting or testifying. Their tactics usually aren't as refined and updated as contractors or federal agencies, but have no rules for engagement, so a very public and painful murder is not off the table if the target outreaches their limited skill set. Cities and municipalities will hire lower-end independent contractors to intimidate or evict residences. Or if the city is a metropolis, it will usually have a task force on staff that leverages a local network of police, InfraGard task forces, civic groups, and local organized crime. Local groups, who usually have been trained in gangstalking or other tactics of the program, will target people the group sees as a threat or does not like.
Of all the homes in Hubbard, Ohio, it might be the last one you'd expect folks to fight over. But this vacant house on East Liberty Street is the hottest property since good old Nehemiah Hubbard founded the town 200 years ago. Oh, what a fuss over a little fixer-upper.
This all started in 2007 over a simple real estate deal, correct?
Right. It was the property next door here.
Meet Rick and Cindy Kurlich, longtime Hubbard residents. They say all they wanted was to buy the property next door. The only problem? It wasn't for sale. These folks, John and Marlene Clementi, had inherited half the house. The other half was tied up in court, but Rick Kurlich tried to buy it anyway, even though it had been in the Clementi family for generations.
I says, well, you're not getting my land. And I said, that's not right. It's my family since 1922. How could you do that?
The Clement family called me up and they told me to take my bid off the table. And if I didn't take my bid off the table, we'd be bitter enemies for life.
Rick never got the house, but he says he's still paying for what he did. As the town fire chief, Clementi had lots of friends, and suddenly Rick and Cindy say it seemed like every single one of them was driving by honking the horn, and it wasn't to say hello.
The Clement family conspired together to organize a horn-blowing campaign against us. That's really what this is all about.
Ask not for whom the horn blows, it blows for Rick and Cindy Kurlich.
In the beginning, it was 100 times a day.
100 times a day?
100.
So they began planning their payback. Their house now bristles with expensive surveillance cameras. As we were looking them over, just watch what happened.
The last camera is down here on the tree.
Okay. Oh, somebody just honked their horn. Did you hear that?
Yeah, it's never
Was that
ending.
a friendly honk?
Probably not.
Okay.
Rick says his ear is now finally attuned.
You can tell an import horn from a domestic horn.
Who are these horn blowers? Not just people in the town, but people who work for the town. Firefighters, including some from the department John Clementi ran, and police. Here's one of Hubbard Township's finest, not serving, not protecting, just honking.
The town of Hubbard is against the Kurliches, and everybody's in on it now. Does the city of Hubbard want the Kurliches to leave?
I believe so.
For the past 20 years, my wife Evie and I have been the victims of criminal activities perpetrated by a small network of individuals who are out to destroy us personally, professionally, and financially. This network of individuals is manipulating the banking system and the criminal justice system for the purposes of sabotaging our credit and our credibility. Up until a year ago, Evie and I had never had any run-in with the law whatsoever. We are not criminals, nor are we fugitives from justice, nor are we crazy. We are simply artists and filmmakers who are being racketeered on. We believe there are to be a malignant tumor of star whackers in Hollywood. How many people do you know personally who have died suddenly and mysteriously in the past 5 years?
Martin Lawrence is the guy that showed everybody you can make it from D.C. to Hollywood. So let me ask you this. What is happening in Hollywood that a guy that tough will be on the street waving a gun, screaming, "They are trying to kill me"?
The FBI released gripping silent surveillance video of Aaron Alexis as he drives into the Navy Yard in his rented Prius. The cameras pick him up as he enters the front door of Building 197, ready for a rampage that killed 12 people before he was shot down.
There are indicators that Alexis was prepared to die during the attack and that he accepted death as the inevitable consequence of his actions.
You see him carrying his bag, hidden inside a sawed-off Remington 870, which he removed in the bathroom. Photos released today show the bag he left behind.
Miriam Carey of Stamford, Connecticut, was in the car with her one-year-old daughter when she rammed into barricades near the White House before leading police on a chase. Outside the Capitol, she reportedly ignored orders to get out of her car, and she was shot and killed while trying to speed away. Her young daughter, thankfully, is unharmed. So what could have made this woman seemingly snap?